Older freehold properties often cause fear among buyers due to maintenance and repair costs. Most evidently, resale value concerns. So does this mean that older freehold resale properties have lost their worth? Hi everyone, I'm Kelly from Live a Home SG. Today, let's explore this key topic, especially when there is seemingly an oversupply situation now and the market seems to be softening. If you are a seller, is it a good time to consider offloading your property? And if you are a buyer who believes in freehold, what are the key factors to consider before making this big property move? In this summary, you can see that freehold properties have three major advantages. That is better holding power, which you can leave as a legacy property for your generations to come. Since we know that our government is no longer releasing freehold lands in future, the existing freehold properties may hold their value better over time. As such, you may likely see good profit after a holding period of 10 years or more. On the contrary, even though it's good to hold for legacy to come, we still cannot avoid the fact that SLA has implemented the ballast table for government and developers to assess the actual value of this property. As the years go by, it's inevitable to avoid more maintenance costs, experience structural defects like leaking or circuit issues, and also the vast reduction in demand by buyers due to these reasons, thus resulting in impacting resale value. Another key aspect is to ask ourselves, who will be my competitors when I'm going to offload my properties at any point of time, which we call it supply versus demand. Lastly would be, has my property reached its stagnation point? This will mean that even though due to overall economic growth, my property has already made more than 100% gain, and is it time for me to let go and move forward? Will I still see another 100% if I hold for another same period of years? To further comprehend this, let's take a look at these examples. We all know that Newton and Novena areas are one of the highly sought after CCR areas due to a good balance between prestige schools and having great connectivity for lifestyle and work. But do you realize that due to the huge supply in that area, basically having mostly freehold properties, there seems to be a very strong competition when it comes to selling a property at any point of time. For instance, Twilight, where the sellers over there has made a 40% gain over a holding period of 11 years, Park Infinia at Winam, being 2008 property with 15 years holding period, has seen 71% gain. In fact, even Amaryllis, a leasehold property, only grew by 64% over a span of 26 years from the start of lease in 1997. What we can gather from here are two things. All properties have shown gains over a good holding period, despite seemingly a lot of supply around. In this case, freehold in Novena is garnering more stable growth as compared to leasehold, which is standing at 3 to 4% annually as compared to 2.4%. However, this finding is certainly not comparable to the following. Hillview Heights, being a property in 1996, has seen a 101% of growth. Summerhill, being 2003 project, having 101% gains as well. And lastly, Maple Woods, being 1997, has also seen 109% gains. All three of them are freehold, and there seems to be some consistency in the way they appreciate. If you take a closer look, you can now understand the impact of supply and demand, as it's apparent that the owners who've bought these projects have bought it when there were minimum competitors. In summary, all freehold properties have seen gains, but if we are going to make this property decision, we have to take note of the following. How old is my property when I'm entering or exiting? How much supply versus demand and competitors will I be experiencing if I'm going to sell? Will the property I'm buying be saturated and see slow growth eventually? Today, I hope I have broadened your perspective on this key topic on supply and demand. In fact, it is extremely under-discussed, as most of your focus could be merely MRT, schools, or facing. Nonetheless, this is certainly one major aspect we should think about. And if you would like to discuss further on your own property assessment, I'm always just a call away. See you in my next episode of Property Talk lah.